Tell me a little bit about supply chain challenges. We've seen a few over the last 14 months or so, from overseas shipments being stopped to a canal being blocked to pipelines stopping. It's been a little bit nuts. And I guess salespeople have had to deal with a lot of issues, right?
Yes, salespeople and truly anybody who touches the customer. So, customer care teams in particular, anybody in an admin role, like even in accounting who has to talk to the customer. Anybody in these industries who has interaction with the customer has had a pretty tough little over a year. So, for today, I'll talk mostly about manufacturing because that's where we've seen a real need for this kind of a conversation. But truly, the content applies to any situation where you represent a company that is in some way disappointed your customer base. And I can tell you that, it's not just in manufacturing. I'm not from manufacturing, and I gained a lot of this experience from being a sales manager, which is, one of the hats you wear is chief fire putter outer. And so every time somebody's upset, you got to swoop in. So this really applies to anybody in that role. But I think those in manufacturing have had a particularly tough year. Obviously, we've heard in the news, there's popular examples, things like the great toilet paper debacle of spring 2020, where that really exposed a lot of the flaws within our US supply chain. But even more recently, I live in the Southeast, and currently, as we're filming this, we are out of gasoline, another issue. And there is a current projection that we're going to be out of Chick-fil-A sauce soon, which of course has Southerners very upset.
What is one attitude you would like people to have?
People simply want to be heard and understood. And at the end of the day, I am in control of that. I can't always manage the supply chain problems. I can't. But I am in control of whether or not they feel heard, validated, and understood.
What is one behavior you would like people to do?
Pay attention to the triggers that we know that we have when we're dealing with conflict, whether that's internal or external. Notice them so that we can manage them. And then in addition to that, if we're in a position where we know that we have to deal with these types of challenges frequently, write down the phrases that come naturally to you that we can express for empathy in an authentic way, so that you have them at the ready until they become habit.
And the best technique to use?
Application of that, right? So affirming the emotions that customers are feeling by using language that empathizes with their situation.
Thank you for watching this highlight video from the How to Succeed podcast. You can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify, or click subscribe right here in YouTube to get notices about future episodes. And remember, whatever you are, be a good one.